Morning, friends. Pastor Chuck Blair here. Great to have you joining me this morning. And today, a little fun one as we close out the week. Today, again, we're taking a look at some of these biblical passages and looking at beautiful biblical commentary that we use a lot here in the new church. It's a series of books called Secrets of Heaven, written by Emanuel Swedenborg, in which he talks about, let's take a look. Yes, just take a look at what these internal meanings are and how we can see things in a deeper, more God-centered way. These passages from the Bible that at times can appear so much a mystery. And today we're looking at a beautiful line. And the line is, and the whole world had one language. And the whole world had one language. This is coming off of Noah and the Ark. World gets recreated of a sort, and there's this line that the whole world had one language. And I think we could look at it a couple of ways. One, I think the starting point I'm going to choose to go from today is that the whole world does have one language. Now, it doesn't mean we're all the same, but it means when you go down to the core of humanity, there is a certain divine spark there that we all share. And that creates kind of this one language buried way underneath, needless to say, but it's a really important concept. And here I want to read for you a passage where Swedenborg's asking us to think about different ways God might have us hold other religions. When doctrine or worship varies, in other words, when people have different religions, then the Lord, working by means of charity, you could say goodwill there, affects and acts on each of us in a way uniquely suited to our personality. So here we are, and we're all unique. We all have very unique personalities, and God's working on each one of us with the same love, but it's received differently, and it's variated, and it's sort of like a prism where the light goes in and it appears all one, but then it comes out the other side and it's all varied. Beautiful, beautiful concept there. And what is it, if we have that idea that there's this real variety in the world, how is it that we sort of find this one song, this universal part? Well, there are many things we could say there. And the one I want to focus on today is the concept of usefulness, which is very much a Christian New Church concept. And the idea of usefulness is it's real easy. We tend to divide ourselves into work and family life, or work and community life. We tend to have these stark binaries. And work, we kind of, cue the whatever music you have. It does not to be terribly great. The idea that work is a little bit of drudgery. It's hard to move through. The idea of work, and when we say work, we can also be used as an adjective, like, oh, that's really work. We don't never mean it in a light way. Usually we don't mean it in a light way. But how could we shift those paradigms differently so that we're not constantly dividing our world into, well, here's work and here's family life, or here's this and here's that. Here's my church and spiritual life. Here's the rest of the world. Here's my religion. Here's other thoughts. Well, again, one way to do that is to look at this concept of usefulness. And the concept of usefulness isn't the concept of what job do you want to do, but it's much more around the concept of what role can I fill? Not what job can I do, but what role can I fill here, given the talents that I have? Now, that's very different, and it cuts across families. Like, each of you has a role you can play in your family. That's a very healthy one. And no doubt you have some roles that aren't so healthy too, and which I would advise you to not choose those roles. But you have some really good roles. You have some positive things that you can bring to that are really important. And we can't get all bollocksed up. Like, we have to allow people to have a certain usefulness because that's what they can do. I know. With my parents are aging, and it's my brother-in-law who handles the kind of the financial legal side of things, because that's the use he can perform. You should not have a pastor doing that use. That's not where I'm very useful. I could do it. It's not what I have a gift to do. And there's not a role there for me to fill that would be healthy. And it's the same across the board. I think about, just with we have the June Fate Fair coming up here in this area, and lots of people are volunteering for that, and they're volunteering to play different roles, to fill different roles. That's the part of volunteering, where you're raising your hand. They're not going in saying, I'm going to work in the refreshment tent because I'm going to become self-actualized in that, and I expect that particular thing to serve me, and I want to end up feeling good because they did that, and the job of the refreshment tends to make me feel good as a volunteer. No, 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 no. That's not it at all. It's much more the flip, much more of, okay, so what role can I fill here? Please let me know, and I'll see if I have the gifts to do that. I'm going to do the best I can to fill that role. And some of the best roles we can fill, folks, are actually some of the most mundane ones. I know with St. Francis M, Walt and myself have a little friendly competition about who can be the best busboy because we both like being a busboy. Because I can do that role. That's what's about. And then you find joy in filling that role. Again, it's not a self-actualization thing. It's not a, hey, look, this is all about me and I need the job to really celebrate me. No, it's about what role can you serve. And folks, once we do that, if you're in a group of people who are really looking, what are the roles here and what roles can each of them serve, really looking at, you will really discover a world with one voice. And all the words that had one voice, one world, read it again, the whole earth had one language. It's where we can really understand that language because we're each giving to the common good from our individual personalities, from our individual ways of seeing the world. We're bringing that, but there's also a softness because there's a sacrificial element of just, I'm going to bring this stuff here as best I can. I'm going to fill that particular role. Yeah, and it even whole another line of thought. It even changes the way you see leadership, actually, because leadership is no longer about I have the power, but it's about stepping up. Yeah, we need leadership. We need leaders. We need people to lead in different venues, different arenas. And that may be a role you're being called to in some way, big or small. That's the role you step into, not as a way to gain power, but as a way to serve a use, as we would call it here in the new church. So that's a thought for today, folks. And the whole world had one language. Think about that. Think a little bit about how usefulness might play out in your life. Like just as you're looking around today, just take a breath and just think, what role can I fill in this environment today? And I hope you get a little spiritual insight through that. So with that, friends, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to offer a little prayer, a little blessing, and then we'll have some little hellos onto social media. So with that, dear friends, we're going to take a big breath here. Be still and know that I am God. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still and know that. Be still and know. Be still and. Be still. Be. Our Father, who art in the heavens, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, as in heaven, so upon the earth. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we also forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you, bring you peace, and bring you home. Amen. All right, dear friends, let's give a little we'll give a little cheery hello to folks here. Just let me pull this on up. All right. A few comments here. We'll run through here. Linda, good morning. Have a great weekend. Same to you. Marcus, good morning to you, buddy. I hope you're doing well. Melissa writes, Happy Friday. Such a beautiful and different way to look at life. Thank you. And you are welcome, Melissa. And great to see you and Mike last night. You guys always bring such joy to my life. All right, friends. Let's hop over to here. All right. One comment over here. Kim, happy Friday commerce. And totally agree with that. So friends, wishing you all the best. Have a great weekend and just think about that one voice and see what's the role you can fill and then step into that and see the joy that follows. So take care, friends. We'll see you. Bye-bye.